Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Beneath a Steel Sky. We're back before the... whatever happened back in the last video, and now we're actually going to properly open the tap and not have Joey just stand there and be stupid.
That will distract the android technician.
There we go. Now he's off and running. Now, what I personally like to do is make sure he's back in the room. I can hear dripping. There he is. Good job, Joey.
Never mind.
Now let's go in. Hey, Walter.
Hello. I was not expecting a visitor. A puddle? The tank must be leaking.
Bingo.
Humans 1, androids 0.
See ya, Walter. I've never actually done that, so I've never actually talked to Walter more than before. But let's take a look around this room. Joey, get out of the way. Really? Joey? Seriously?
It's letting the chemical goo seep out.
Goo.
It looks like the stuff that lamb eats.
How do you know that?
It's sticky and slightly astringent,
Should you be touching
making
that?
my fingers tingle.
No, you shouldn't be touching that.
I can't reach the tap without stepping in the puddle. It's a foul-smelling chemical soup.
Yep, Joey was in the way.
I'm not risking my fingers in that stuff.
Something new, something new.
Better be careful I don't fall in there.
Why not?
The heat from below rises through that.
Alright, what do you say about these computers? Joey, you're so in the way.
No obvious explanation of what it's controlling.
Like you'd know.
There aren't any manual controls.
Yeah. He's all about manual, nothing automatic.
There's a weird fetus thing floating in it. Whoever said babies were cute?
Too bad they're kind of nondescript and you can't actually see them.
The casing is thin, but very hard.
Yeah, I don't think it says anything different.
There's whoever's...
Nope. So let's go around the back. It looks like there's 5 of these things. 5 androids? It's weird.
I've got a hunch. No way of opening.
Well, you don't need to open it because it goes back that way. It's just a long way around. However, now we've got some interesting things like this big giant door.
Whatever's behind that door must be important. There's no way I could push that door open.
And we got a locking mechanism.
That's the most secure lock I've ever seen.
Got buttons and flashing lights.
No manual
Of course. However, we need to go back this way. And look what's around here. First off, monitors. The terminal. However, there's an interface here in order to get into link space. Interesting.
They're linked to surveillance cameras. It's a view of the reactor.
View of the reactor.
This monitor is switched off.
Okay. Surveillance cameras, stuff, buttons.
Another entrance to Weird World.
Weird World, come on. Not weird, it's fun.
It's a step.
Very, very fun world. Be optimistic, Robert.
It's displaying some info.
And we need to see that info. Well, at the terminal. Now, all the things we need to insert, we might as well insert Reich's card. Let's see what we can do. Because we do have unlimited link status, so it should be able to do something. Let's see what we got here. Possible malfunction of Walter 14. The 14th one? I suppose so. Huh. Well, if you didn't talk to him, I guess that's how you learn his name. Access to restricted area. Let's open the door. Alright then. Now we should be able to get in to that door. Oh no!
You've saved me the bother of coming to find you. I should have guessed you were part of all this. Why do you think Reich had to die when he tried to kill you? Or that meddling girl who tried to help you escape? Link needs you alive, Overman. That's why it planned this family reunion.
Get out while you can, Rob.
Stop! Tell me what you want from me! You won't be needing this robot where you're going.
Wow. Okay. In terms of graphics back then, that's kind of visceral what just happened. He was able to punch...
It wasn't Joey's lucky day.
Able to punch off his head. Bits.
Poor Joey didn't last long in that shell.
No, he didn't.
I'll take his board as a memento.
Sadly. I wonder if we'll be able to do with it. But it's back in our inventory. And here's the corpse. Now, if you didn't know who he was, I wouldn't blame you, because it's easy to forget who he was. But that's actually, Gallagher.
It's an android. Aha! Another ID card from my collection.
Alright then. Too bad we can't stick the pointy thing out. But yes, now we have Gallagher's ID card, which is red for some reason, meaning that it's very, very big and shiny. So now what we have to do is we have a third card, so obviously it's time for our third trip into Link Space. This time with Gallagher's card. Because of course, we still have one last thing to do in Link Space. Let's go! I love being in here, it's so nice. But anyway, now we have Gallagher's card, which has the blind command, and it also has a new, very exclusive command, Divine Wrath. Which, it doesn't say what it does, but it's very high level. So let's go. Where to exactly, but, well, of course we know where to go. Blind the eyeball, and then quickly go through. We still have this Crusader here. Now, if you're able to figure this out very easily, of course, well, it's actually very easy because we only have one thing and we don't really know what to do with it. So, well, Crusaders, if you know anything about Crusades, and we'll get into it because I'll take too long, but anyway, Crusaders, religion, divine wrath. Let's use it. Ah! Ta-da! And now we can get through the right exit. Which leads us here. To this crystal air thing, and things swirling inside of it. Oh god, that's horrible to read. Oh. Alright, so it's a polywrap crystal. Protects applications from unauthorized eyes. Donations to Hobart Funware Inc. So yes, this is a this is a protection program for Hobart. So inside is probably the virus Anita was trying to get. However, we don't have the necessary thing in order to get to it, so let's disconnect. Now, it's entirely possible in order to actually do that without disconnecting, but since this is the way I'm going to do it, let's stick in Anita's card. Thank you. Switch cards, and head right back in. Because remember that tuning fork we got previously? Well, we still haven't used that, and we still have it, the oscillator. So let's go all the way back to that crystal area and use it. The thing is, you don't actually have to get it as Anita. It's entirely optional to just leave it behind and wait until you get Gallagher's card, and then go and get the tuning fork. However, in terms of, I guess, motivations and stuff like that, like if you were actually role-playing as Robert, I think it would be more fitting to get the virus and put it on Anita's card instead of Gallagher's card. So let's use the oscillator on the crystal, which will make it shatter. And we can get to the helix, which is still horrible to raid. From the Hobart Institute of Cybernetics to combat the caudal syndrome, checking the growth of rogue tissue and smart systems. Let's pick it up. And now we have a virus. And sadly, this is the end of Link Space. We have gone to every single room we can, so it's time to say goodbye to Link Space as well. I'm gonna miss Link Space. It's fun. So let's get up and go. Kind of making a mess all around in this secret base, but let's go back into the big door here, which leads here, of all places. So this is an interesting room. It has a lot of stuff in it.
The computer is controlling the tank and displaying its readings on the monitor. Pressing the keys has no effect.
Because we have no idea what we're doing in here. Is this tank here?
Whatever's in there is extremely cold.
Most likely...
It could be liquid nitrogen.
Exactly.
Instant frostbite if I put my hand in there.
Well, experimentation, Robert. Come on. So we got two tanks. We got this big tank here, and they're both huge.
There are strands of tissue suspended in this tank. Whoa! The liquid in the tank has burned my hand!
So you would put it in that and not in the liquid nitrogen. Fine. However, for our next puzzle, we actually need to do something in here. And it's entirely possible to have to do this twice because you're not sure. But I'm not going to save you the trouble of doing it twice. It's really nondescript, especially when over here is an item that you need. It's pixel hunting. Tongs over here.
They're like the ones used by surgeons.
So let's pick them up. It's very difficult to find because it's gray on gray. Some tongs. Made in Hobart, which is interesting. Now, what you're supposed to do, actually, I might as well go through it, is you're supposed to take the tongs, so you're not burning your hands, and take some tissue. So now we have some tongs with tissue on it, except we can't actually examine the tissue. Then you're supposed to go over to the big tank and stick the tissue in the liquid nitrogen.
The tissue is frozen now.
This will relatively keep it, like, so it won't spoil, I suppose, but however, this is actually the wrong thing to do. You're missing the first step, and you won't know this until pretty much the very end of the game when you have to use this. So, we go back and actually use Anita's card, because if you remember, we just put a virus on Anita's card, and stick it into this console.
Ha! The virus has caused the program to crash.
Now, apparently you're supposed to know that this has changed the tissue in some way.
The monitor has gone crazy now. I wonder how the virus has affected the tissue.
And that's pretty much how you're supposed to know, but a lot of people won't because they won't click on it.
Pressing the keys.
So actually, we're actually able to redo everything we've done and actually grab a new piece of tissue.
I've got a fresh sample now.
You just refresh everything. So let's put it over here into the big tank.
The tissue is frozen now.
And there we go. We are good to go. And Anita helped us, I'd like to think. This is interesting, though. Well, This is, yeah, very interesting. Let's look at them.
It's a fully formed android body. Hey, wake up, rubber features!
You're very... Levity is not good here, especially in the surroundings you are.
It's a fully... Hey!
And all of them say the same thing.
A computer for each of these androids.
Well, let's take a look at what they have. Character board not installed. Nil. He's completely new and unknown. Not present. Can I run a startup? Whoa. Huh? Okay. He's not... Okay, he won't move. Because he has no motor features, he won't move and... Okay. Kill us. But him just looking at you and just starting to go by, it's really weird. So there's no character data in this one, but there's all the RM features inside. Already defined. And this one is all ready to go. It already has all the character data and RM functions. I'm gonna leave him alone, because he's ready to go. I don't want to touch him. However, I will talk about the second last dossier I have for Mr. Ginger Evans. He lives in the Terminus Terrace. One of the main instigators of the Great Industrial Riots, he served 3 years in Cullinag Prison. After his release, he became involved in the community rehabilitation scheme for ex-criminals. Evans was last seen by one of our agents in Hobart City. Suspect should be eliminated. So we're getting to the people who are just absolute threats. And with that, I'm going to leave you with Robert and these 3 chums of his. Until next time, when we see what we can do with these androids, and continue on to the finale of the game. See you next time, everyone, for the finale.